So this is a current progress report of NSL Covert Facility and its development. So when it comes to classes at the moment, only the human roles have been implemented. This menu obviously won't be in the game later on. This is just for debug testing. But as you can see, we've got the prisoner role, which is the D class in Secret Lab. We've got researchers for scientists, all the MTF roles, and we've actually got two new ones, being the sniper and the breacher, with the sniper being focused around preventing D-class escapes, and the breacher focused on leading a squad into battle. And then, of course, we've got the defect roles, which are based off the Chaos Insurgency. So I'm going to equip the breacher class, just because I feel like it. And over here, this is just all the weapons that can be currently found in the game, or that are planned to be in the game, either by classes, either special 914 weapons, or just in the facility exclusively in general. And at the moment, not every mod, or not every weapon's going to support mods, obviously, like the heavy assault rifle right here is not going to be a moddable weapon. But you can mod the majority of weapons in the game with, because they're just supported by mod benches. I'm gonna put an optic on this because it's more efficient. Obviously, first person is not released in Fortnite yet, so first person control is a little scuffed. As you can see, when a weapon doesn't have an optic, it just kind of takes you back into the oversight view. There is gas cans. I don't know if these will stick around because of this, but it's something. Mod benches do have this custom image and display on them that will flicker and cycle the weapon. Every mod bench in the game is going to look like this. Now, this is currently the surface zone design that we have, and surface has been redesigned for Covert Facility. Instead of using the old containment breach design, the containment breach and secret lab use, and instead we've kind of gone for a 3-gate design with 3 spawn points that players, when the commander of a research wave, either the defect heavy or the NSL elite commander, will be able to choose where the wave will spawn. If they don't choose in the time limit, a random one will be selected between gate A, B, and C. This is gate A right here. You can see that these doors have a red logo. This will be changed in the future to glitch a little more, but you can't open these. And over here we have where the nuclear warhead control is going to be. Now, as you can see, I can control these doors. However, these doors are a little buggy. You can't always walk through them, and you can shoot through them, but certain projectiles like grenades and the players won't be able to pass through. But this is where warhead control will be located. There's a mod bench in here as well. And over here, there's going to be a couple props around the surface facility as well. These props, there's going to be a couple more over here once I'm done with all the debug stuff. But the elevators, at the moment, they're playing the Secret Lab elevator music. This might be its own theme in the future. We'll see. But elevators don't currently work. They're just here for visuals and kind of gameplay experience. If the doors weren't bugging out, I'd be able to go in here and just kind of shoot behind the door. But yeah, that's elevators for you. There's 3 of them. And I will locate all of those for you momentarily as we get along the side of the map. These henchmen walking around won't be here later on. These are just meant to be kind of debug players in a way, to just kind of test combat with different weapon types and just overall health. As you can see, I have 120 health because I'm a breacher. Usually players only have 100, but certain roles will have 120 or even 150 depending on their kind of ranking within their rescue role. So Gate B's elevator is right here on the ground floor, and Gate B spawn is right here next to this truck. They'll spawn down here and just be able to kind of, immediately shoot the 2 other gates if they wanted to, or push into the Gate B elevator for the facility. Now, if you really wanted to, you could get up through this mantle ladder. It's a little scuffed and buggy to use at the moment because of the way the first-person camera works. But that is how it is going to hopefully function later on. If we get proper ladder physics, that'll be great. But yeah, Gate C is over here. Gate C will have its own area and entrance zone as well once we eventually get round to those. But as you can see, Gate C is just right here, same as the other elevators. it spawns with the helipad. And yeah, gate C will just spawn facing this direction. And depending on where you spawn, you will be able to kind of choose... Yeah, the commander will be able to choose where you want to spawn, depending on the circumstances of a match. Now, when it comes to escaping, you might be wondering, where's the escape portal? There actually isn't one. The escape portal is not going to be a mechanic in NSL Covert Facility, because we've reworked the way escaping works. Now, instead, you actually escape just by getting as far away from the facility as possible. So you can leave through the exit gates, like these if you wanted to, and just run into the tree line. Escapes aren't programmed yet, mind you, so nothing will actually happen as I run into the tree line. But you can go over the top wall, you can go through the gates, it doesn't really matter. As long as you make it to the tree line, you've escaped. And that is going to be the way escaping works. There's much more escapists-like now, which is, you know, it's way better. Let's just force a respawn real quick, and we'll also change our class. I don't know, let's say an NSL guard. As you can see, I've only got 100 health now. I'm not actually meant to have the AK, but, you know. Actually, players do actually have a role nameplate above their head. You can't see it because there's nobody else in the map right now. If I can get a screenshot of that, I will put it over the top. But nameplates will kind of display your role above the player. So players still have full control of their skin, and nothing will, you know, kind of change that. You'll be able to see their role above their head. But essentially, mostly at the moment, the game's just surface zone. Surface zone is the only area. There is no facility yet. We are still waiting to model that. And when it comes to the gas can, again, this might be removed at some point. The main focus of the gas can is just to throw it into an elevator or something, blow it up with a bunch of MTF. It's just a little strategic, fun item, if anything. No, we have the sniper towers. Now, this is obviously mainly for the NSL Elite Sniper class, where their main priority is to prevent D-class escapes. So, if you were to see a D-class running off into the tree line, you can just snipe them and take them out. Now, obviously you can use these weapons in the facility if you really wanted to be the NSL sniper and just, you know, go into the facility with your pistol and sniper rifle. You can do that. You can snipe entrance zone if you want to, but it's just much more efficient to use your class on the surface, as that is what your class is actually designed for. But overall, we're getting there with development. These are going to be the doors for the 3 zones so far. So this is going to be the entrance zone door. As you can see, I cannot move through it because of a bug that I have reported to Epic. This is going to be the doors for elevators and heavy containment. And this is the door for surface and light containment. But yeah, it's the map's coming along slowly but surely. Obviously, if you've seen the roadmap, which I will put on screen right now, the next priority is going to be roles and classes, getting human mechanics, and just kind of gameplay mechanics out of the way, which honestly, it's just going to be just making sure players can work, teams work, maybe, that kind of stuff. Just get all the core mechanics working. And then we're going to be moving on to facility, which will be just kind of getting the zones modeled, getting the modular assets to build out each layout. And then in the future, we'll be moving on to the other parts of the roadmap later on as well, like the core game mechanics and the SCP team roles, which are going to be the last things we work on. But yeah, that's just mostly a development update. There's a bunch of other things that we are kind of working on, or at least discussing, like Nightfall team routes, how the anomaly team is going to work, because the anomaly team is going to be our SCP team replacement, and just kind of how that's all gonna go down. Just a bunch of things that will eventually come later down the line. But for now, this is what we have. Surface is basically complete outside of maybe a couple prop adjustments, and I'm pretty happy with how the facility looks. I'm very welcome to take player feedback once the map eventually launches, or even from these developer logs like this. but, you know, the more the merrier. Anyway, that's kind of it for Development Log 1, so I appreciate you guys watching, and thank you for sticking around. I know it's been so long since Reconstruction Redesign came out for SCP Secret Lab Fortnite Edition. This is Secret Lab Fortnite Edition, this is the map's future. I know we didn't release the original major update, we just couldn't do close to Secret Lab, we couldn't get the game to a state where we were happy, and because of that we didn't release it. And now we're actually getting things on the roadmap like custom items, custom inventories, proximity chat, proper first person. All of the stuff needed to create Secret Lab is actually coming to creative, and we are going to create a Fortnite successor in the form of NSL Covert Facility. The main reason we stepped away from the SCP branding is because it gives us more free reign and control with what to do with the project. We don't really want to have to follow everything Northwood does. Obviously this game is very heavily inspired by Secret Lab, but we want to include, you know, new classes, new rooms, new lore, tie it into Hypnos, new items. We just get to do so much more with the storytelling and creation by going the NSL Covert Facility route. And that's where the future of the project will lie. But enough of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy everything you see so far, and I will see you in the next developer log. Goodbye.